Welcome to Emmelac online tutorial. Now let us evaluate this definite integral. Alright, please, if you are new to my channel, like, share this video. This will help this page to reach a wider audience. Thank you. Alright, let's get started. Now we're going to evaluate the integral, okay, of x all over the square root of 5 minus x squared from 1 to 2 with respect to what x. Alright, so how do we go about it? Now this looks more complex, okay, to integrate. Now the first thing we just need to do is to apply the substitution rule, okay. And why are we doing that? Now that's because if you look at the denominator here, now it takes a whole lot of process, okay, to resolve. So applying the substitution method makes the integral as a whole more simpler. Okay, so here let u be 5 minus x squared. Okay, now let us differentiate u with respect to x, and that will give us that du all over dx now gives us now because 5 here is a constant, that becomes 0. We are left with what? Negative x raised to 2, and by differentiating all we just need to do is take the exponent here, make it as a multiplier. So here you have 1, negative 2. Now 2 now acting as a multiplier. Then you have x. Then 2 take away 1. Okay, so this will give us du all over dx then equals negative 2x. Alright, the next thing we need to do now is to make the x, which is this, okay, the subject of relation. Alright, so the x equals du all over negative 2x. So at this point now, all we just need to do now is to plug in du all over negative 2x for the x in the whole of this integral. So our new integral now becomes 2 here, 1. Then here you have x all over the square root of, take note, our u here will replace the whole of 5 minus the x squared for u. So here you have u, then times our dx here now becomes du all over negative 2x. So du all over negative 2x. So at this point now we can now eliminate the variables x. So this cancel out this. So we are now left with now 1 all over the square root of u times du all over negative 2. Alright, you can see it's now looking more simpler now. Okay, so all we just need to do now is to bring out negative 2, that is 1 over negative 2 as a multiplier of the whole integral. Okay, and we have 1 all over 2, then 2, 1. So here we have 1 all over the square root of u, then du. Follow me closely. Now take note, according to the law of indices, if you have 1 all over a, this is something as saying a raised to negative 1, right? And we know that the square root of a is the same thing in terms of exponent, will give us a raised to 1 over what? 2. So if you apply this 2 rule to this, so we end up having, take note, this is negative 2. So here you have negative here. Alright, so here we have negative 1 all over 2, then the integral u raised to negative 1 all over 2. That is if you are to apply this rule and this rule. Okay, so take note all du. Alright, you can see let us now integrate. Okay, so by integration we have now our multiplier here, negative 1 all over 2. Okay, so here we have u raised to negative 1 all over 2 plus 1. Then all over this same term here, we make it as a denominator here, negative 1 all over 2 plus 1. Okay, then you bring your 2 and 1. Alright, Alright, so to this end now we can have it as negative 1 all over 2. Now negative half plus 1 will give us half. So here you have u raised to half, then all over half, because negative half plus 1 will also give us half. So here you have 2, then negative what? 1. Okay, so to this end now, we can actually eliminate this guy and this guy. Alright, so we are left with what? Negative u raised to half, then to the upper limit and the lower limit. And take note that our u is what? 5 minus x squared. So we can see here that this is, so here you have the square root of 5 minus x squared with the upper limit 2 and the lower limit 1. So what we all need to do now is to plug in these values and to subtract the lower limit from the upper limit, and that gives us, here you have the square root of 5, then minus 2 raised to 2, okay, then minus the square root of 5 minus 1 raised to 2. Okay, so here we have negative, this is 4, so 5 minus 4 will give us 1, and the square root of 1 is what? 1. Alright, then minus, now here you have, this is 1, then 5 minus 1, that will give us what? 4. So the square root of 4, that will give us what? 2. So here you have 2. Okay, so here we have negative, in the parentheses here, we have what? Negative 1. So when we open the parentheses, we end up having what? 1 as the final answer. Alright, thank you and remain blessed. Bye bye.